Hey guys, I wanted to revisit this document. Now that the body scan is back in the studio, we're getting everyone to jump on and do a body scan because it's important to see that we're making progress, whether it's good progress or bad progress, because that's going to let us know what we need to tweak. But if we don't do scans, then how do we know that we're making progress? Okay, so it may seem daunting, you may not want to, but trust me, it's good to do a scan. No matter what happens, you're going to get something good out of it. You're either going to learn that you're making progress and you're on the right track, or you're going to do a scan and learn that, okay, I need to make some tweaks. But the only way that it's not good is if you don't do a scan and you don't know what's going on. Okay, so what I want to do here quickly, I've got 5 scans that I want to just dive into a little bit, because this is going to help you be able to understand your scan a little bit better, and be able to identify what needs to be tweaked, or whether you're on track, or what the goal is. Okay, so the first one, this one here, okay, this is ideal for weight loss. Now you're probably saying, what do you mean, Callum? That doesn't how do I know? Okay, so what we're looking at is 2 scans: scan 1 or scan A, and scan B. Okay, so when we're looking at this, you can see on this side here, these are the differences between the first and the second scan. Okay, and now this is ideal for weight loss. Okay, because when someone says, "Hey Cal, I wanna lose weight," we're not looking at total body weight. That's not what we're actually looking at. When someone says they want to lose weight, what they do want to do is drop body fat and either maintain muscle mass or build muscle mass at the same time. Okay, that's what that means. If we're just looking at total body weight, it's not giving us enough information, because we could lose 5 kilos overall, but if we lost 5 kilos of pure muscle mass, that would make our overall body weight go down, but we haven't lost any fat, and that's not the game plan. So you may feel good because you've lost weight overall, but when you dive in and you see, oh, I've actually lost no fat, I've only lost muscle, that's why I'm feeling weaker, and I've got less energy. So yeah, we want to make sure that we're looking at the right stuff. Okay, so this is why this one is ideal for weight loss, because you can see that fat mass down here, this one here, fat mass has gone down. Okay, that's good. Okay, and we can see that lean body mass and muscle mass has actually gone up. So when we see all of this stuff in the green, and we can see that overall body weight is down, but the biggest thing to look at is that total fat mass is down as well. Okay, so that's why this one's ideal for weight loss. So if you're going through your scan and you're looking at it and you're not really sure what is what, when you can see that you're down in body fat and muscle mass and lean body mass has either stayed the same or gone up, you're on the right track. Okay, so that's this one. Okay, the next one I want to touch on is the needs more protein one. Okay, now this one is more of the common one, because when we're dropping weight, or we're aiming to lose body weight, we want to make sure we're, like I said earlier, we want to be losing the right stuff. So when I say needs more protein, you're probably thinking again, Callum, well, what does that even mean? So when we look at total body weight, cool, you can see, down nearly 3 kilos. That's awesome. Okay, you can see here though, there's some red. Okay, red means, we got to look at that. Red is like a little red flag. Okay, so we can see here that muscle mass has gone down, body fat has gone down as well, and body age has gone down. So that's good. But when we're looking at this, we'd be like, cool, we're on track to a certain extent, but there are a couple little tweaks that we do want to make. So this is that tweak. We need to have a bit more protein. So when we do drop body fat and when we do drop body weight, we are dropping body fat, but we also put ourselves at risk of dropping muscle mass, which is what we don't want to happen. Okay, so in this instance, say you're going through your scan and you can see, cool, I'm dropping overall body weight, I've lost body fat, but oh wait, my muscle mass has gone down a little bit. That's where the tweak becomes adding protein to the diet. Okay, because as we're losing, when we lose weight, we're basically restricting our body's calories. We're giving ourselves less fuel so that our body has to burn things off. Okay, Now, when we don't have enough protein, our body will burn fat, but it's also going to burn muscle. And that's what we don't want. So when we increase protein, it's going to give our muscles enough so that they stay where they are. We're not going to lose any muscle. Okay, we're going to mainly lose body fat. So if you do your body scan and you have a look and you see that you've dropped muscle mass and you've dropped fat mass, you're on the right track. The thing that we want to look at now is, cool, let me build, I need to have more protein in my diet. So grab some protein powder from the studio, or just make sure that when you are eating that you're aiming to get some sort of protein in every meal that you do have. Okay, so and little tweaks like protein yogurt. If you're having normal yogurt, opt for protein yogurt, or like little things like that. Okay, so this one here, if you're looking at your scan and you can see that your muscle mass has gone down, that's when we want to up the protein a little bit. Okay, next one. This one is more of a goal dependent result. Okay, so when we do these check-ins, this is why it's very important to know what your goal is, because that changes the way that you feel about your progress, really. Like if you come in and you say, hey, my goal is to like I want to drop body fat, okay? And then, or say, sorry, take that back. Say you want to drop weight. So the main goal that is you're dropping overall body weight. This is where you're looking at your body scan, and you want to make sure that the goal that you've set is actually what we're doing. Okay, so if I look at this body scan here, in my head this is really good. Okay, but in your head you might be like, what? Why is that good? I've put on weight. You can see on this side they're in the green. Okay, so we've built muscle, built a bit of body fat. So we put on a bit of body fat, but we've built muscle, and that's caused our overall body weight to go up. Okay, so if you come in and you've told me, Callum, I want to build muscle, I want to get stronger, I need to build some strength. This is good, because you've built muscle mass. Now, when we're building, opposite to losing, we're now eating more calories than our body needs to help build, and we're trying to build muscle. Now, when we're building muscle, we tend to put on a bit of body fat as well. Okay, that's how that works. So if you've come in and you've told me, cool, I want to tone up, I want to build strength, and we see this, in my head, you're on track. But if you come in and you see this and you're like, wait, my body weight's going up, that's not good, I'm freaking out about that. In your head, you're gonna self-sabotage, because you're gonna tend to think, oh, I'm putting on weight, that's bad, now I need to go back and eat less, blah, 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 blah. So then you're gonna spin. You're gonna end up eating less, and then you're gonna drop back down, and then you're gonna see that you've dropped, then you're gonna feel better, but then you're not actually going to be toning up. So that's why this is goal dependent. So just make sure that when you're doing your scans, or when you're doing a bit of a self-assessment, that you're making sure you know what your goal is and you're okay with what happens because of that goal. So if you're scared about putting on weight, but you want to tone up and build muscle, then you have to come to an agreement with yourself that, hey, I'm gonna put on weight because I'm going to be building muscle, and I might put myself at risk of putting on body fat. If you're okay with that, then good, this is a good scan. But if you say that you want to tone up, but the moment you see your body weight go up and it freaks you out, then maybe that's not the goal. Maybe the goal is, I want to drop body fat until I feel like I'm at a comfortable level, and then I can build some muscle. Okay, so just be aware that your goal aligns with yourself and your beliefs. So that's why this one's important, okay? Next one. This one's a not so good one, okay? Now, you'll see here that total body weight is down, and that's in the green. That's because it thinks that I'm going to be happy about losing weight, when like I'm not necessarily happy about where I lost this weight. So in theory, cool, I dropped overall body weight. So, I mean, that's what I was trying to do. But if I look at this, I can see that I've dropped almost 3 kilos of lean body mass, which is muscle. And I've only dropped 0.2 kilos of fat. Okay. So this is not good. We want to make sure that when we're dropping more fat mass than we are muscle mass. If we're dropping more muscle mass than we are fat, that's a big red flag. So in this instance, I had a fair bit going on and I wasn't tracking my protein and my calories as good. I was only looking at my overall body weight. And I know that's the worst thing to do, because in my head I was like, oh yeah, cool, I'm down 3 kilos. This is sweet. And I did it in 2 weeks, right? I was like, oh yeah, this is awesome. But then when I did the scan, I felt like absolute crap, because when I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, I've only lost 200 grams of body fat, but I've lost nearly 3 kilos of muscle. That's not good. Okay. So learn from me. Don't make the mistake of looking at your overall body weight as a way of thinking, cool, I'm making progress. Because if I had have only looked at my overall body weight and only based everything off that, I would have been like, cool, I'm on track. I'm down 3 kilos. I'll just keep doing the same stuff and then I should be sweet. So in this theory, if I had done that in a month's time, I would have been down 6 kilos, but I would have only lost half a kilo of body fat and I would have lost nearly 6 kilos of muscle mass, which would have put me looking like a string bean, and I would have been so not happy with that. So just make sure that you learn from my mistake and make sure you're not looking at overall body weight. Okay. If you're trying to drop weight and that's what you're trying to do, then you're looking at total fat mass and you're looking at lean body mass. We want to make sure that total fat mass is going down. That's the main one. So with my goal to drop body fat, if I was to look at my results after a 2-3 week period and I only saw that I'd lost 200 grams of fat, I'd be like, well, that's not enough. I'm doing something wrong here. So that's where that becomes very, very important. So if you jump on the scanner and you see that you're down a fair bit in body weight, but then when you look at where you're down, if you're only down a little bit on the body fat side and you're down way more on the muscle mass side, that's where we've got to reassess. And we've got to up the protein, we've got to dial back in on recovery, and then we're going to look at where our overall calories actually are. Okay, so it's not a bad thing, because I learned something very valuable from doing this scan. I felt bad in the moment, but after that, I was like, okay, cool. I've learned now that what I was doing is a no-no, and I need to make sure that I'm more aware of my protein, more aware of my calories, and then I'm actually back into focus zone. Okay, that's why that one's super important. This next one, this one's a bit misleading. This one's my favorite one because this one catches everyone off guard. So in a month period, okay, so a month has passed, and this scan here shows, if you look at overall body weight, it's only down 100 grams. So say, for example, you jump on the scales, your starting weight's 83.5, and then in a month, you jump on and it's 83.4. You're going to be like, oh my God, after a month, I've only dropped 0.1 of a kilo. This is bull. This sucks. Okay, that's what you're going to think in your head, and that's normal because that's what we're taught to think. Okay, this is where the misleading part comes into play, because if you look at where the weight has gone and where the body has changed in this month, lean body mass is up nearly 2 kilos and total fat mass is down nearly 2 kilos. So we've been able to drop body fat and build muscle at the same time. And when you're building muscle and you're dropping body fat at the same time, you're going to cancel out overall body weight, and you're going to see that that's going to stay the same. So in theory, you're going to be like, wait, I haven't made any progress whatsoever. But in reality, this is the ultimate, this is wicked. You couldn't ask for a better scan in this case. The bio age is down 2 years, total fat mass is down 2 kilos, and then lean skeletal muscle mass and lean body mass are also up. That's primo. That's like I said, that's the ultimate goal. So when we're looking at our scans, that's why we say never to look at overall body weight, because it doesn't give you an accurate reading. All it really tells you is your gravitational pull against the earth. That's pretty much all it tells you. So when we are looking at where we are making progress, we want to be looking at the right stuff. So looking at muscle mass, looking at fat mass, because that's what's going to give us the accurate data. So this person, if we hadn't done a body scan, they would have seen these results and they would have seen that they'd only lost 100 grams and they would have felt terrible. Well, they did feel terrible until we actually went through this scan and we explained, hey, this is actually a very, very good scan. In 4 weeks, you've been able to do this, and that, as opposed to only dropping 100 grams. So that's why it's very important to look at these results. And if you don't fully understand, make sure you let us know so that we can sit down with you and we can go through your results together and we can look at where the red flags are, or we can actually show you where you're making very good progress so that you can actually give yourself a chance to be proud of yourself because you're making progress. Don't get freaked out by doing these scans. Don't get freaked out when you see something that you don't necessarily want to see, because like I said earlier, no matter what happens, you're learning, you're making progress. You're either learning that there needs to be some changes that are being made, or you're learning that you're on the right track and you're doing the right stuff. So that's why this one's very misleading, because if you look at it at first glance, you've only lost 100 grams, but in reality, you've built 2 kilos of muscle and you've lost 2 kilos of fat, and you're down 2 years on your bio age, which is perfect, especially in 4 weeks time. That's amazing. So look, I hope this video, me revisiting this video, kind of puts a lot back into perspective, because when we do these body scans, it's very important to look at our results and then, make sure we make the tweaks if we need to make the tweaks, or make sure that we give ourselves a pat on the back and say, cool, after 4 to 6 weeks of doing, the hard work and cutting out the alcohol and making sure I'm aware of my calories and making sure that I'm sleeping and I'm taking the right supplements and I'm coming to all my sessions, because it's not super easy. But when you see the payoff afterwards and you're like, cool, I'm a massive step closer to my goal, that's where it's all worth it. And then on the flip side too, say you've been doing all this stuff, you look at your body scan and it's not what you would have hoped, at least you're like, okay, cool, what I was doing, maybe I wasn't having enough protein, maybe I wasn't giving myself enough recovery, maybe, I need to change some things up a little bit and come in and sit down with the guys and actually go through my scan and, why did I not make progress? What could I have done better? That's what we're here for, okay? So don't feel like you have to do a body scan and not tell us and then go home and try and figure it out yourself. I know that you may want to, because you may feel a little bit self-conscious, or it may be a bit daunting to ask us to go through it. But if you're having a look at it yourself, I hope this video gives you a bit of an idea of what you're looking at, what the results mean, and what changes to implement, if there are any changes to implement. But yeah, just come to us, ask us, say, hey, can you guys go through my scan with me so I can see where I'm at? Because that's what we want to do. We want to make sure that you know that you are making progress, and we want to make sure that you are aware, if you're not making progress, what needs to be done for you to actually get there. Okay, so hope this was important, or hope this was valuable. It is important. If you have any questions, let us know. If you want us to film some other videos and teach you some more stuff based on this, let us know as well, because we'll definitely do that too. Okay, so thanks for listening and enjoy the rest of your weekend.